Party started.
I'd like to call to order the April 1st, 2025 school committee meeting for Foster-Glocester. Can I get a roll call, please?
Yes.
Sorry, it's still our microphone.
Hold on. I don't know you all by heart yet. Miss Cook?
Here.
Miss Joyce? Mr. Mara?
Here.
Mr. Dupuy?
Here.
Miss Keeling? Mr. Joyce?
Here.
Miss Pezza? Miss Ferreira?
Here.
Mr. Rizzo?
He is here, but he
was
went to the
just here.
restroom.
Oh,
He's here.
okay.
Can we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we're on to student and staff recognition. Tonight, we're going to address the Pontiac Middle School production of Shrek, the musical, Maeve Kennedy, the Rhode Island History Teacher of the Year, and state champions esports, high school cheerleading, girls high school basketball.
There is so much to celebrate. Hi, Bridget. There's so much to celebrate tonight. First up, Pontiac Middle School's production of Shrek and Musical Junior. This is Pontiac Middle School's sixth musical production, directed by Miss Hurley. Again, this year she was assisted by Miss Quatranto. Is that correct? How to say Quanto? In the fall, the musical was announced and the call went out for cast and crew. It didn't take long for the students to come together as a tight-knit cast and crew. And by the end of December, the production was underway with students learning the story and the songs and the dance numbers that make up the entertaining Shrek the Musical Junior. By February, the show was ready for the stage. Shrek the Musical is one-of-a-kind, hilarious fairy tale in which curses are reversed, monsters get the girls, donkeys and dragons find love, and princesses are beautiful in all shapes and sizes. With dazzling sets, whimsical puppetry, high-energy dance numbers, and laughs by the minute, the cast and crew transformed the contemporary children's book and popular animated feature film into a stage musical that entertained and made the audience believe in happy endings for all. Bravo to the cast and crew of Shrek the Musical, and a special thank you to Miss Hurley, Miss Quantranto, for enhancing our musical arts program. Miss Marcotte is going to call you up, and we have, first of all, I want every student here to have, Miss Fratz, can you please stand up for a minute? Sure. We're going to clap for her, because wait till you see the certificates she made you. They're gorgeous. So. Yeah. Oh, you did that.
Olivia Bama. I don't know if the whole cast is here tonight, so I'll read kind of quickly until you stand up. How's that? Sophia Betancourt, Nick Broder, Riley Brule, Gianna Cato, Violet Caparco, Mackenzie Karen, Eliana Chandler, Skylar Collette, Grace Cutelli. Oh, Skylar's here. Congratulations. Yep, come on up. Get him. You're going to get a certificate. Skylar.
Okay, now you're
Oh.
Lily.
Lily Cooning,
Canoe.
Lily Kniff, Mila Kniff, Sophie Valentine, Will Warren, I'm missing some names here.
Okay, how about if we do it this way? Will, can you just go sit for a second?
Sam Dahlquist, Zoe Dempsey, Ava Delfino, Tegan Devine, Jovia Dixon. I did see Jovia. Donovan Dorval, Delilah Errol, Emily Faber, Bridget Farina,
I know you're.
Anna Fecto, Isla Goudreau. I did see Isla. Isla's here. Yes. Adriana Giorgi, Skylar Green, Jalu Grimshaw, let's see here. Kaylee Haynes, Harper Haynes, Joshua Henderson, Rayanne Huell, there she is. Reagan Jeffrey, Ethan LaPierre, Mr. Shrek himself. Kayla Laurent, Madeline, there she is. Kara Mackey, nope. Harper McAuliffe, let's see Harper. Kyla McCrory, Emily McGuire, Zach Moody, Gianna Mullen, there she is. Orion Pesci, Sienna Pollard, Victoria Reddy, she's here. Eliana Regali, Raina Renzi, I saw Raina, there we go. Laurel Riley, Avery Rube, Ayla Sackle, Dan Santucci, Gabrielle Savateri. Eva Sayers, Hazel Saylor, Avery Shields, Matilda Shippey, I think yes, there she is. Anastasia Sedzik. Josie Silva. Serafino Spaziano. Kyla St. Cyr. There she is. Magnolia Sullivan. Will Thorne. Jace Trapanier. Sophie Valentine. Will Warren.
There you are.
There he is, Will. Wyatt Westgate. There he is. David Young. Jaslyn Sakis. And Cheyenne Ziegler. I don't think I saw Cheyenne.
All right.
That's it. Thank you. Take those to school. Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Congratulations, middle school. Is Mrs. Maeve Kennedy here? Whoops. Hi, Maeve. Everybody, this is Mrs. Maeve Kennedy. She's Rhode Island History Teacher of the Year for the whole state. Each year, the Gilder Lerman Institute of American History recognizes and celebrates an educator from each state of excellence in teaching history. Those chosen have shown to passionately support students and works towards creating a richer understanding of history. One of the reasons Mrs. Kennedy was recognized is because she strives to cultivate important critical thinking skills in the next generation. Congratulations, Mrs. Kennedy. There you are. What? Oh. Next up, the newest, coolest sport we have here at Pontiac High School is my esports. So let me see. Where did I put that paper? Here we go. Pontiac High School esports team made it to the state championship for the second consecutive year after going undefeated throughout this season. It was a rematch of last year's championship versus Charahoe High School. Unlike last year, the team came out on top. All 4 of the players are in their senior year, so it was a good cap-off to the students to be able to win the championship. 2 of our players made All-State this year. Aaliyah made first team All-State. Where is she? Awesome. And Josh made second team All-State. The team we went with this year had 2 rookie players, both Andrew and Kylie, were in the first year competing in esports. This is only the second year of us running Mario Kart as an esport and the 3rd year of esports as a whole at Pontiac. So we'd like to call up Joshua Tucker. When you get down in this front, it's your thing. Very nice. Andrew Cavallo. Aaliyah Rainey. And Kylie, what's her last name? Bourne. Kylie Bourne. Okay, everybody, esports. Next up, cheerleading. Pontiac 2025 competitive cheer team made history this season by securing their 5th Rhode Island Interscholastic League state championship title. And for the first time ever, placing in the top 3 teams in the region at the New England Championship on March 22nd. This group of Lady Chieftains started the season strong with taking home 2nd at the first competition of the season against regional-level Massachusetts teams at Billerica Memorial High School. They also competed at Shepherd Hill Regional School against teams from all over New England and secured first-place recognition in their division and the highest score of the day against over 60 teams from New England. They went on to claim 5 first-place titles, 2 grand championship awards, and 2 second place and 2 third place awards. Wow. With this work ethic, determination, and never give up drive of these young ladies, there is no surprise the successes they have this season. If you've never been to a cheerleading competition, I sit there, and my kids played football and all kinds of attack things. Nothing is more dangerous than what they do. I spent the whole time going, oh, God, thinking they're all going to get dropped. So can the coaches come on up? Julie Dexter? Okay, you do their names.
Yeah, of course.
And I will handle.
Should I go past the ones that aren't here? Or just
We'll just- you
name
can just
everybody?
name
Okay. Lorelei Letty, Scarlett Hall. We have some athletes. We have some girls on the lacrosse field right now as we speak. Sarah Brown. Sydney Estrella. Okay. Brianna Arnaldo, she's on the lacrosse field. Alexandria Rawcliffe on the lacrosse field. Cheyenne Horde. Happy. Eve Dexter on the lacrosse field. Macy Leone. Great job. I don't know if she came in. Francesca Rotundo. Michaela Urig, she's not here also. Morgan Diner's not here also. Oh, that's me, Julie Dexter. Thank you very much. And my assistant coach is not here either. That's Coach Laura Allard. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much.
Now, are you going to see them?
I'm
or
going to
should-
see them Friday. We have our banquet. Thank you, Mrs. Kaling.
Who's? Thank you. Okay, and last but certainly not least, girls basketball. Is Mr. Martinelli here? Well, actually, can all the coaches come up? Our Pontiac High School girls team finished the season with an impressive record of 25 wins and 4 losses. They finished as the runner-up in the Division I tournament that was held at the Amica Pavilion. The following week, the girls won at URI Ryan Center for the Rhode Island Girls Basketball State Champion. It should also be noted this is Division I. Javiana, is that how you say it? Okay. Steck was named Most Valuable Player for the state tournament. Anastasia Nerney was the recipient of the Ralph Catugno Rhode Island Basketball Officials Board 84 Scholarship Award. Girls, congratulations. We couldn't be more proud.
One of our captains, Anastasia Nerney. Another captain who's out on the lacrosse field, Kelsey LaRue. Another one of our seniors, Marley Haynes. Another senior who's not here, Kaylin Kutu. Another senior who could not make it, Layla Bucci. One of our juniors who's at work, Elena Muldowney. A sophomore who could not be here, Juliana Bikini. Another one of our sophomores who's here tonight, Marin Nerney. Another sophomore who could not be here, Caitlin Simino. One of our freshmen who was not here, Jenny Bernardi. A freshman who is here, Lila Briggs. Another freshman who was here tonight, Malia Ellis. Another freshman and the MVP of the state tournament, Javiana Steck. Another freshman who's here tonight, Zoe Thorpe. Our team manager who was not here tonight, Joshua Stockwell.
You didn't get one. Check through these to make sure. Is Josh here?
No, he's not here.
We really missed it.
That's me.
He missed it.
And how could I, right? My friend, my freshman friend right here, Miss Mara, come here. And I just wanted to mention, too, our assistant coaches, Jim Field, who's here. Hi, Jim. Charlie Stockwell, who is coaching at a tennis match, Francesca Corsinetti, and who did I forget? Oh, and Dave Savigny. Yes, who could forget Dave? He's been around the longest. But thank you very much. Oh, yeah. It was quite a great night, and as you see, we're not a very imposing-looking group, but they do play very, very hard, and they represent the school very well. Thank you.
Congratulations. And that concludes the fun part of the night.
So that concludes the fun portion of the meeting. So if anybody would like to leave, you don't have to stick around. Yeah. Next, approval of meeting minutes, March 4th, 2025.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the minutes of the open meeting on March 4th, 2025.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Abstain.
From the minutes?
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the minutes of the executive session on March 4th, 2025.
Can I get a second, please?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Abstain.
Number 6, approval of financial town meeting minutes, March 18th, 2025.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the minutes of the financial town meeting on March 18th, 2025.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So, Brendan, was that a?
No, that was.
Okay, thank you. Number 7, approval of monthly bills.
Madam Chair, make a motion to approve the monthly bills dated March 1st, 2025 to March 28th, 2025 in the amount of $1,086,779.02.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Approve of cell tower funds. To allow the 7th grade students to go on the end-of-the-year field trip to Boston, funds will be allocated to offset the cost of the trip. Matching funds requested are $3,500.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the cell tower request of $3,500 for the 7th graders to attend an end-of-year Boston trip as presented in the packet.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay.
Kristen's here if you have a question.
Oh, sorry, thank you.
She's putting it together, so,
Sure, if you, would you want to give an overview?
I mean, we just approved it, but you can still share with us what you're,
Hi, I'm Kristen Gold. I teach 7th grade at the middle school. This is just an annual trip that we've done in the past. It is in alignment with the 7th grade curriculum, and we attend Boston for the day. We go on a 90-minute guided tour of the Freedom Trail and go to the Boston Tea Party Museum, have lunch at Faneuil Hall, Quincy Market. So it's a great day. We've done some fundraising, some community service projects, and had some family donations. So this just helps to offset some of the cost.
That's great, thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Number 9, CTE program update. We're going to table until May. Number 10, finance update.
We're at 79.31 collected for revenues, and expenses were at 64.55%. Tuition bills were issued this month, so tuition, that's the full number for the year. And that's it.
Terrific. Any questions? Thank you, Ann. Facilities capital projects update.
Steve, facilities and capital projects updates.
So obviously, we're in full transition, getting up for spring sports, so lots going on with field preparations, and ultimately just capital projects, the lighting efficiency projects, and the intrusion and access control project. Both the RFPs have been publicly posted. The intent is to follow up with this April 25th capital projects team and make the decision on the next school committee meeting for May 8th to award that contract.
Great. Thank you. Okay. Approval bid for the Wi-Fi license that was handed out.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the bid to Questivity for $71,325.76.
Can I get a second?
second,
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Superintendent's report. Okay. Great. The Northwest Special Education Fiscal Agent.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve Foster-Glocester Regional School District being the fiscal agent for Northwest Special Education as of July 1st, 2025.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Number 15, approval of the 25-26 Foster-Gloucester Regional School Calendar.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the 2025-2026 Foster-Glocester Regional School Calendar as presented in the packet.
Second.
All those in favor?
Oh, just a quick question, just to confirm, we've aligned with the state calendar, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Appointment of the Budget Subcommittee to provision for services for subcommittee.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the members of the Budget Subcommittee, Beth Keeling, Brendan Mara, Eileen Cook, and Mark Rizzo, to oversee the provision of services by the region to local districts policy as presented in the packet.
Second.
Any discussion?
This is what we talked about last meeting? All right, that's,
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
There's too many of you, you don't have to abstain.
Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. Policy Subcommittee updates.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the Pontiac College and Career Program application policy as a second reading as presented in the packet.
Second. Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Before we go to public comment, we need to grab, make sure everyone's signed in, and then I'll take that.
How many others?
There's 10, so I'll call them up when.
All right, and just in an effort to make sure that everybody gets heard, we're gonna try and keep it down to about 2 minutes per person so that everybody gets a chance to talk. And if you hear something and you feel you need to speak, you can still come up and put your name on. It's not off the table just because it's up here.
First person, Tiffany Medrano from Foster.
Hi. I'm a parent in the school system, and I know during executive sessions later, you're going to be talking about, I don't know, we don't know because you'll be in private, but it will be in regard to Title IX. And I just want to
it's okay, take your time.
I want to make sure that whatever we have, whatever policies we have in our school district, that we include every single person. Okay? Every person. That's it.
Thank you. The next person, is it Saeed Menabi? Menabi, I was close. From Cumberland.
Yes, how's it going, everyone? Okay, so I'm here to talk about sex and the definition of sex. My name is Saeed Menabi. I'm an educator in Rhode Island. I'm getting my PhD in education at the University of Rhode Island. I would stand up here and say that the proposed definition of sex that Foster wants to go with isn't within RIDE guidance, but RIDE already told y'all that, so I don't need to stand up here and say that. I am going to stand up here, though, and give a small little health lesson for y'all. Because the definition proposed as a binary...
I just want you to be clear, this isn't the Foster School Committee, so I understand and I want you to speak. I just don't want you to think you're speaking to a policy that's in Foster, because that is separate from policies here at the region.
Okay.
Okay, I want to hear.
But still
you just
relevant.
said- It is absolutely
Cool.
relevant. I just don't want you to think we have a policy, because you're,
Yeah, no, I got you,
Okay.
Thank you, yeah, I appreciate it. Okay, so the definition of sex as a binary biological attribute, male or female, determined at birth. Folks might say, hey, this is accurate science, but what's interesting is you pick up literally any piece of research in the past decade in any peer-reviewed journal, medical, psychological, or otherwise, the research and science say two things. One, sex is not actually binary, and two, that gender and sex are two different things. So let's break it down. This is what I teach my students. Sex is made up of a variety of things. It's biological assigned at birth, chromosomes, internal sex characteristics, external sex characteristics, hormone production, hormone response, and secondary sex characteristics. There's a large amount of variation within any of those categories. So as a society, we may hold the belief that sex is binary. That's absolutely not true from a medical standpoint. For instance, folks who are intersex, 1 in every 1,500 to 2,000 people, they're not determined to be either male or female. And gender is just how somebody identifies. Now, one's gender may align with their sex. That's called cisgender. Otherwise, if someone's gender doesn't align with their sex, it's transgender. Pretty simple. Yes, there is research, too, that points to the fact that we are born with both a biological sex and a gender identity. I think this is where most disagreement comes in because, for whatever reason, some people refuse to believe that transgender individuals exist, even though there are, again, years and years of peer-reviewed research and science that defend their existence. So if it's that simple, it's as simple as picking up a piece of research and reading it to understand what the science actually says. Why are they adopting this definition all over the country in executive orders? Because they are not interested in research and science. They're interested in bigotry, making sure that any student who doesn't fall precisely within this strict binary in, quite frankly, the outdated sex categories is not accepted or protected. I believe we should not penalize students for not conforming to society's gender roles. All kids deserve a place to grow, play, socialize, and learn that accepts them for who they are, protects them, and allows them to flourish. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Joanne Rich from Providence. Please.
I got my time. You want to sign in? Hi, so I am a retired educator, concerned, and I drove all the way from Providence because I want to tell you that when I was 13, I knew that I was queer. I didn't have anywhere to look and see what that meant. I wasn't confused about what it meant, as some people who think that there are only male and female. I knew that what I was, I just didn't see anywhere. So when I got into my career as an educator, I was the advisor for the GSA. I was the safe person where the kids knew that they could come. And I taught in elite schools in New York City. I taught at the International School of Amsterdam. I was in the Caribbean for a while. I was at Community Prep, which is a school for low-income kids. And I can tell you that LGBTQ plus kids are in every school. They're in your schools. They're in Foster, they're in Gloucester. And if they don't see people, if they are not validated, they suffer. Sometimes they suffer so bad that they'd rather be dead, and sometimes they succeed. And the kid that you might save might be your own. So it's important that the kids are protected. It's important that they're safe. And you have the power to make the right choices. Foster's not here, I guess, but Foster and Gloucester. I always thought that they were the same place because they were the snow cancellations, Foster-Glocester. Anyway, I just hope that you all can do the right thing, and I can stop shaking on their behalf. Thank you.
Thank you. Christina Cheva from Foster.
DiChiara. Thank you. I'm a Foster resident and a parent. I am here to ask you to maintain the current language of the Rhode Island Department of Education for Title IX, protecting students' rights free from discrimination based on sex, gender, sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender expression. I personally have very close personal relationships with many people who are transgender, who are gender nonconforming, who are gender non-binary. It just happens to be part of my life. I have relatives and dear close friends who have those identities. And so I feel like I'm here really on their behalf and on the behalf of students like them. These are people who are brilliant, kind, productive members of society, people who have fantastic jobs, people who have supportive and loving romantic relationships and deep and close personal friendships in communities that support them. These are people who are productive members of society, but the challenge that they face today is the deep anxiety and fear that they have due to political persecution, policy persecution, and vilification. And so I would like to remind this body, whether it's now or in the future, whether it's in executive session or in all other work that you do, that your job is to protect and respect the rights of all students, including trans and non-binary students who at this moment are some of the most vulnerable and under attack in our system. Thank you.
Thank you. John Dooley from Gloucester.
Hello, my name is John Dooley. I live in Gloucester. I've been here for 20-something years, and both of my kids raised and went from K through 12 in the system and at Pontigansett. One of the things I was always really proud of out here is that there was a lot of talk and a lot of things having to do with bullying, which I think a lot of us a little bit older, we remember what things were like back in the 70s and the time. I mean, you had to have broken bones and blood before the authority figures in a school or anywhere would do anything. And I was really proud of that and the way they would talk about that in this place. This is a group, whether it's by their, their ethnicity or their gender or their sexual orientation or anything else, I'm really worried that with all this talk and a lot of things that are going on, it's going to encourage a lot of people who, don't understand it and think that now they're being endorsed that it's okay to give a hard time and to bully and to be, hard on kids that are different and stuff. Through my kids' friends, I've known a lot of these kids since they were babies, literally, running around in diapers. And they are who they are. Nobody, coaxed them or made them what they are. What I have seen in my experience with a lot of these kids is in the growing up, and a lot of times when they start hitting around puberty, a lot of them start kind of shutting down, because that's when they really start realizing, wait a minute, I'm not what I'm supposed to be and stuff. And then luckily, I've seen a lot of them be able to, as they've gotten older in high school or and they get out of high school, be able to really be much more comfortable in their own skin. And I've just watched these kids blossom. And the difference is unbelievable. So we need to take care of all the kids and make sure everybody is safe in the schools. There's so much going on in the media and everything. The current president brought in somebody, you're talking about with the Title IX thing, a young lady who said she was injured, and so she's sitting there in Congress, had like a career-ending injury in volleyball. I'm not sure what that, because they said that the girl, it wasn't really a girl that had done whatever that hurt her, but the other team says, no, she is a girl. But the bottom line is that same young lady managed to letter in 2 other sports that same year. So I don't think she had a career-ending injury. I played a lot of sports, soccer and different things. I had a lot of injuries. I played co-ed in different things. There are sometimes some injuries in sports, but we don't want to overblow the problem. I think the real problem is making sure that every kid feels safe and is able to have a good experience when they're in school. Thank you.
Thank you. Annie Dooley, Gloucester.
Hi, I'm Annie Dooley. I'm John's daughter. I am a Pontigansett alumni, class of 2019. When I was 14, I realized I was bisexual. And, sorry, I don't mean to get choked up. My friends started the Gay Straight Alliance in this school. I painted the inclusion mural. Every message I got about this school is that we choose to include, and that means everybody. So I felt the need to come out to this meeting tonight because I want to make sure that all of my trans friends who I grew up with in this school district and all the kids who will come after us will have the same opportunities that we did. I want them to be able to use the bathroom. I want them to be able to play sports. I want them to be able to focus on school and learning and being a young person. This is just who they are, and I just think it's really important to maintain anti-discrimination policies for transgender and queer youth. So I hope that can appeal to you. Anyways, have a great day.
Thank you. Jennifer Wood, Providence.
Hi, folks. Back again. Jennifer Wood from the Rhode Island Center for Justice. And now I think I'm on the right agenda. I am here to address the Title IX item that you have in your executive session. And I have, before I became the director at the Center for Justice, I've been practicing law in Rhode Island for over 40 years. Throughout that time, I have focused a lot of my work in public education and education law, including 10 years as chief legal counsel at the Department of Education. So this has been kind of my life's work, actually. And this evening, I just wanted to briefly focus on the duties of school committees and also on the obligations about how school committees do their work. In the Rhode Island General Laws enumerating the duties of school committees, it sets forth that school committees must provide for and ensure the implementation of federal and state law, the regulations of the Council on Elementary and Secondary Education, and local school policies, programs, and directives. So you really are the entity that enforces state and federal law in this context, and that's kind of the what. In terms of how that is done, in the Code of Management Principles and Ethical School Standards for school committees, I want to focus on a couple of the exhortations about how you do your work. Promoting communication and understanding between the school system and the community. Acting on legislative and policymaking matters only after examining pertinent facts. And always focusing on the greatest concern as the educational welfare of students attending the schools. I know you all know this. School committee work is hard work. You're here night after night, long, grueling meetings, subcommittees, and you all have the pleasure of getting to do it twice in one night, given the unique structure of your system. I made a careful review of your existing policies because I saw Title IX on your executive session agenda. And in fact, the regional school district, which is your body, has in place a currently valid Title IX policy and a currently valid policy for transgender students prohibiting discrimination, as is required by the Department of Ed. The only reason that I had some consternation was that on the Foster website, not in the policy arena, but on the Foster School Committee website, there was an announcement of a Title IX and civil rights policy, which has also been changed in the last 24 hours. So I take this to not be a policy promulgation of any of your 3 school committees.
When does the Foster meeting meet? When's your next Foster meeting?
So our Foster School Committee meets on the last Tuesday of each month, and I can speak just as one committee member to that. I don't think that should have been posted. I don't think it was intentional,
Brendan,
and it's since been rescinded.
Yes.
If it wants to come up, it will be on a posted agenda, and yeah.
I checked all your agendas, and I was very confident that that was the case. But when something shows up on the official website of a school committee, I'm
I
concerned
agree with
about it.
you, and as a one person, I apologize for any distress that caused anyone. I was not aware.
I really don't think we should be having an
So
interaction
I'm not
between
trying
the
to
committee.
engage in a colloquy. I just wanted to close by
Jennifer,
saying.
you know the rules, Jennifer.
Absolutely. I just wanted to close by saying that the Foster-Glocester Regional School Committee should stay the course with the duly enacted policies that you have. You will hear that there is a lot of information about the fact that presidential executive orders or other things may change existing statutes, regulations, and policies, but they really may not. Only Congress and the General Assembly, and in Rhode Island, the Commissioner of Education can do that. You all know your charge, which is to uphold those laws and regulations, and I'm confident that you'll do so. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Paul Pasaba from Woonsocket. Did I pronounce that?
It's Pasaba.
Okay.
It's all good. Hey folks, my name is Paul Pasaba, and I'm a Rhode Island educator teaching math and serving as co-coordinator of my school's Gender and Sexuality Alliance, or GSA. I'm here today because I want to stand up for the rights of transgender and gender diverse youth. I'm not from your district, as I teach in Pawtucket. However, the recent decision to change the definition of sex listed on the Foster District website has effects that will be felt beyond your borders. The decisions you make here around Title IX will have effects that will be felt beyond your borders. The message that the website change sends to transgender and gender diverse people in Rhode Island, particularly young people, is that their experiences and their identities don't matter. Moreover, this change sends the message that their lives don't matter. A peer-reviewed study published in the journal Nature last September found that states which passed anti-transgender laws aimed at minors saw suicide attempts by trans and gender diverse teenagers increase by as much as 72% in the following years. Queer and trans youth are already at a higher risk of suicide than their cisgender peers. You are putting your own young people even more in danger. As anyone from the LGBTQ+ community can tell you, the increased risk of suicide our community experiences comes not from the inside, but from without. It comes from the isolation and marginalization that the world forces upon us while we are simply trying to live our lives. As a gay educator, I help lead my GSA first and foremost as an effort in suicide prevention and harm reduction. My primary objective is that my students make it through the difficulties of adolescence to a happy and fulfilled adult life. Radical right liars portray me and my fellow educators as peddling an agenda, when in reality, our primary concern is listening to young people and accepting them as they are. As a committee, you are in a really great position today. You get to do the right thing and the smart thing all at the same time. On February 28th of this year, Rhode Island Commissioner of Education, Elementary and Secondary Education, Angelica Infante Green, and Attorney General Peter Noronha communicated with perfect clarity how you are supposed to proceed under a new presidential administration. Commissioner Infante Green and AG Noronha instructed, and I quote, "Recent executive actions have prompted questions about the way schools support LGBTQ+ students, as well as how schools continue with diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility programs. Until the legal effect of the aforementioned executive actions is settled, Rhode Island schools should not change current practices and procedures involving the rights of LGBTQ+ students and diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility programs," end quote. You have been instructed by our state's top attorney and the state's chief public education officer not to make any changes to your inclusion policies. Under Rhode Island law, since 2001, discrimination based both on sexual orientation and gender identity is illegal. Adopting a policy that denies the existence of trans and gender diverse students goes against what we stand for as a state and what we have enshrined into law. Yesterday was Transgender Day of Visibility. Stop trying to make trans kids invisible. Do the right thing. Do the smart thing. Protect trans lives. Thank you.
Thank you. Marcus Saucy from Pasco.
Hello. Is this thing on, right? Yeah. Hi. It's nice to see you all again. I went to school here, graduated in '22. I started my transition in 2019, quite young, slow and steady. So the way that my plan was formulated, at least with my mother, we took things step by step. Therapy, the bare minimum amount of medication possible. And I know that there's a lot of talk, at the least right now, going around majorly uneducated. We have done so much work in psychology and sociology as a whole. And although the overall environment right now is a little bit it's quaky, I would hate to see those things take a step back, because there is so much that we don't know, even beyond seeing the rights of the children being accepted and not discriminated against, which I know the teachers here, and based on my experience, which was lovely, by the way, let me add, I had no issues whatsoever in this school, and I look forward to sending my own kids here, which would be amazing. That being said, if we allow ourselves to move in the opposite direction, then this will have a cascading effect, and it'll go past just that law. Changing these policies specifically, as was said before, will change the mindset of people in a deeper way than I think many people realize. The languages that we use in these documents, I feel like, probably should be quite a bit clearer, up to date with the scientific research that's come out right now. Currently, I am in college, working on my associates for psychology and child development. So when I look at kids, I am just so happy, even if they're not what they're supposed to be. You know what I mean? The points that I was going to make about the difference between sex and gender are already made, which was amazing, by the way. I'm glad to hear it. But I just wanted to make sure I was here, at least to make an appearance, and let you guys know that everything that we have done so far for this school, I think, has helped children to understand each other and communicate with their educators and their parents a lot better on more topics than if they want their hair cut or if they want to wear shorts instead of a skirt. It's far past that. It goes beyond into what friends we make and what peers we grow up with. So thank you for listening. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Chris Kona from Richmond.
Thank you. My name is Chris Kona. I'm from Richmond, Rhode Island. I'm a parent of 2 high school kids, and it's been exciting to watch them grow into themselves as people. But most interesting has been watching my younger non-binary kid and to see their story evolve. They've been reclusive through elementary school and middle school. They've been quiet, doing their own thing, and not really that excited about what's going on in school. And they didn't spend a lot of time with their friends outside of school. And someone already said it, they hit a certain age and then they sort of just shut down at about that 12 and 13. So they didn't really get engaged, though, until they had come out as non-binary last summer. And once they did, it's been fascinating to see them come out of their shell. They started getting involved with all kinds of new programs at school. They joined a career and tech program. They got fully engaged in the drama club. I'm excited to see that you guys are also running your own show. And they're starting to take on roles of more responsibility. They're trying all kinds of new things, and they've gained more confidence in themselves, and what they can do is growing. It's because the people around them started to believe in them. For years, they felt like everyone who had said to them, "You don't belong here." And last year, we sat down with their school when they came out. We talked about their identity with the school. We changed their names in the databases. We worked with the district to come up with a plan for dealing with the logistics, like bathrooms and like locker rooms, that made everyone comfortable. Administrators, teachers, the other students, and my kid. It was such a powerful message coming from the school to say, you do belong here. And the policies are easy. As Jenna stated, your Foster-Glocester policies, of note, provide all the students, all the structure that's needed to help students like my kid grow out of their shell in a way that doesn't infringe on other students. All we need to do is to tell our kids, you do belong here.
Thank you. Dina Cato, Foster.
Hi, thank you for your time. This isn't something I do. This is my first school committee meeting. Forgive me, I'm not entirely familiar with the rules. Never thought I'd see myself doing this, nor did I ever think that I would feel the need, the desire, the urge to have to come up here and protect children who go to school with my child. Yes, we're from Foster, and I'm not clear on why this is posted as a Foster-Glocester School Committee meeting, but I'm hearing that this doesn't affect Foster. It most certainly does. And even if you're saying that it only affects Gloucester students graduate and go out into the world and affect everyone else.
Yeah, I'll clarify quick.
You can?
Just so there's no misunderstanding, we're not saying, Foster is its own entity. There are three of the members that sit on
elementary school.
Yeah, the three of the members that sit on this committee sit on that committee, and then they're a part of the region.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that very much for clearing that up. So, my child is an 8th grader in middle school going on to high school. I'm very fortunate. My kid talks to me a lot. Doesn't tell me everything. I don't want them to tell me everything. I don't want to know everything. But they might be telling me more than your kids are telling you. And a lot of parents out there who are not comfortable with their kids going to school who are trans, who don't like the idea of queer kids. Guess what? Your kid's probably queer too. They go by a different name at school with their friends' moms, but not at home. Now, I'm here because I'm seeing that we're considering changing some language on the school district website in response to an executive order, which is not law, it is merely guidance. The guidance, may I tell you, from the whitehouse.gov webpage as of 5:53 this evening, states, female means a person belonging at conception to the sex that produces the large reproductive cell. Male means a person belonging at conception to the sex that produces the small reproductive cell. I was a pre-med major. I have just enough information to be a little bit dangerous still in my brain. Sir, what sex do we all start out with at conception? Ladies, thank you all for coming. Hello, ladies. I apologize, one moment. That goes for everyone here, for every human on this planet. If you have a different argument for this, tell someone else. Out of curiosity, I would like you to just internally reflect upon yourselves when we were going through pandemic restrictions and mask mandates. How pissed were you that people told you and children to wear masks? How pissed were you when you were told that your kids had to have COVID vaccinations and prove it? How dare they police your children's body? Keep your minds and hands off of my kids and their friends. You're here to protect children. Look at these children. They are coming up to tell you how they feel. And if you are looking at them with anything other than compassion, take a good look inside. These are children. What are you afraid of? I think you're afraid. I think that you're afraid that they see you for who you are. Think twice. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
How many more do we have? There's 3 more.
Okay, we have 3 more guests, 3 more speakers, and I just need to reiterate this because I think a lot of the hurt and a lot of the anger is coming from what you saw on a Foster school website. Foster elementary schools put out something that I don't know, I'm a Gloucester resident, but it was something, retracted it, and I think that's what this is sparking this. And you're coming here. Foster has another meeting. When is the Foster meeting, Brendan? That's my only question.
Sure. So the Foster meeting's the last Tuesday of the month.
Okay. So
Respectfully, because I know it won't stop there.
right, I know, but I'm just saying, I think that's where the hurt and the anger is sparked from, is from what transpired on that website. And again, as a Foster-Glocester school committee sitting before you, I can't change, alter, or we review our policies, as you've already addressed, that you're
Cindy,
happy with our
Cindy,
policies.
you're really getting, Cindy, you
Okay.
gotta stop.
I just wanted to clarify that this is not the Foster School Committee meeting. But we have 3 more.
Cindy, really, I have to insist, we stop the interaction, please.
Gianna Cato, Foster.
Hello, everybody. My name is Gianna Cato, and I'm an 8th grader going into the middle school. That was my mother, and she's correct. I am so happy that I am able to talk to her about stuff. Sorry, I'm getting a little. I'm about to be in the high school next year, and if you pass this rule about how sex is what you were determined at birth, then there will be a number of people who will not be happy whatsoever, including me. I am not affected by this, but I know others will. My friends, people who I don't know, people who I have yet to meet, will be affected by what you decide right now. So far, there has been several anti-trans slurs that have been written on the bathroom walls at my school. This has happened more times than I can count, and I have been in the school for 3 years. The message of Ponegantsit is to choose to include. This is not inclusion. This is disrespecting a group of people who have done nothing wrong but be themselves. If you choose to pass this, you are disproving your entire mission statement. I do not feel comfortable going to this school if I know that they will choose to make someone's decision about how they present the issue. Have a great day.
Thank you. Meredith Whittle from Gloucester.
Hi, I'm Meredith Whitty. I am a parent here in Gloucester. My kids go to Fogarty. They're little, of course. Actually, my daughter was here last school committee meeting to talk about Inclusion Week at Fogarty. And I think Fogarty does a really good job with inclusion and acceptance, and I'm very happy with that. And I'm here because your agenda says that you're having a discussion about Title IX, something to do with Title IX in executive session. Pretty sure that policy discussions can't happen in executive session legally, so I'm hoping it won't be a policy discussion. Those discussions belong out in the open. But if you're going to have any discussion that has to do with transgender kids or discrimination in general, I would caution you to please not take the culture war to our little kids or our big kids. The kids themselves aren't doing that sort of thing. I know adults get all heated about issues concerning transgender issues and other issues like that. But you guys have already adopted a really good policy protecting transgender kids from the Department of Ed. And I like those policies. Protecting all kids really is your job. And I would hope you wouldn't change those. My kids have friends who are gender, we'll just say something other than what was defined on Captain Isaac Payne's website until today. I'm not sticking a label on them because they're little and they don't stick labels on themselves. And my kids and their friends don't have any problems with that. They don't need labels. They just accept those kids for who they are. And they'll grow up that way if we let them. So I'm just asking that if you are considering any changes that affect kids like that, please don't. It's good the way it is. Thanks.
Thank you. Lauren Neidl, Gloucester.
Hi, I wasn't originally going to speak, but somebody mentioned bullying. This goes into the larger picture. Both my kids graduated, went through the whole Gloucester system, from elementary all the way through high school. Both of them were impacted by anti-Semitism. Now, bullying is bullying. When you have a policy that becomes less inclusive, it empowers those who feel more privileged to have that attitude that bullying is accepted, that it is not only accepted for the LGBTQI group, but for other minorities in this school. Being a Jewish child in this school is a major minority. Being a black child in this school is a major minority. Being a brown of any ethnic background is a minority. When you allowed an inclusiveness to change the character of the school, it can have an impact with other students, other parents, and it is just a very negative, it's a negative feeling, it's a negative kind of, what's the best word of putting it? The trickle down can occur, and it's something that can have a very, very negative impact for learning, for wanting to be part of sports, for being involved in other after-school activities if children feel that they're impacted because of a situation where inclusiveness is denied from one, it can be denied to others. So that's just something else to consider.
Thank you. Sophie Bedencourt from Foster.
This is our last one.
Hi, my name is Sophie. I'm a 8th grader at the middle school. As far as I'm aware, Pawn Against's message has always been to choose to include, and that means everyone, or at least I hope it does. It's a part of the pledge we say. It's printed on the Pawn Against It t-shirts we're given. There's even a mural in the hallway out there. Discrimination against trans students is not choosing to include. It's quite the opposite. This won't directly affect me, but it will affect my friends and so many other people that I haven't met yet. This matters to me and to so many other people. Thank you.
Thank you. That's all the speakers we have.
Thank you for the public comment. Can I get a motion to convene to executive session, please?
Madam Chair, I make a motion to convene to executive session to discuss and/or vote on the following matters. Per Rhode Island General Laws 42-46-5A, privacy of student records, homeschool. Per Rhode Island General Laws 42-46-5A, grievance, the Neapolitan grievance 2324-07, and Neapolitan grievance. The second one? So, just the first one, Neapolitan grievance 2324-07. And per Rhode Island General Laws 42-46-5A, number 2, pending litigation / legal advice. Number 1, 24-05.
Actually, number 1, take one off.
Okay. The OMA 25-09, Pezza versus Foster-Glocester Regional School District. OMA PR 25-18, Raymond v. Foster-Glocester Regional School District. Title IX in District Policies, and Northwest Special Education.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you all.